Hey there guys, at last Lydia and I are back with our Starfox Fan-Fic narrations. I really hope you guys have been enjoying our work so far. Sorry it took so long for us to get back. A lot of stuff came up. But this is just continuing straight from where it's left off. We have a lot of material, so don't worry. Some people were afraid that Chapter 4 was where it would end, but it is not. There's still plenty left. Remember that this takes place right after Krystal is kicked off the team by Fox.
Hey, Krystal, what was that all about?
Lucy Hare was waving to her friend, who was rushing through the great hall, trembling and tripping over her gown. The rabbit's face completely dropped when she saw her friend's face streaked with tears.
Chris, wait!
The vixen had escaped out the door without a second glance to anyone. Lucy looked around wildly for the only one who could have done this to her, and she finally spotted Fox McCloud shuffling back into the hall. She stormed up to him and without thinking slapped him across the face. There was a hush over the hall as people stood with their mouths hanging agape at what Peppy's daughter had just done. There was a look of faint surprise on Fox's face, but Lucy glared at him.
What did you do to her? What did you say? Tell me!
That is quite enough, daughter. A heavy hand landed on Lucy's shoulder and Peppy stood behind her, leaning on his cane. She shook him off. Falco and Slippy walked over, looking left out. I just escaped from Amanda, Slippy said, relieved. She wouldn't shut up about wedding flowers. What's going on? Falco asked. Our leader has just dismissed Krystal from the team, Peppy said matter-of-factly. Fox looked up, bewildered. How did he know? Lucy's mouth dropped. Falco looked rather skeptical. No way, he said, waving his wing. Krystal's his favorite. He'd never fire her. Peppy gave Falco a look that said, shut up, before leaning over to mutter to the leader, Care to elaborate, Fox? McCloud's eyes were wide, as he himself had no idea what was going on. Fox reached for the back of his head, something he only did when he was stumped. I don't know. The team stared at him, waiting for more information. Fox continued half-heartedly. The Aperoid mission was definitely our toughest, and most dangerous. Fox fiddled with his thumbs. She's not experienced enough to stay with us. Lucy glared daggers at the leader.
Why would you break her heart like that? She likes you, Fox.
I know.
And the team is her life.
I know.
So, why would you kick her off the team?
I don't want to see her get hurt. There was a moment of silence. Fox looked as though he had just spilled a big secret, although no one else looked very surprised, just relief from Lucy's end. The bunny blinked at his confession and pointed to the door.
Go.
It was Fox's turn to look surprised. Beg your pardon? He asked. Lucy raised her voice.
Go get her, you idiot!
Fox jumped at her outburst and scapered over to the door.
Now!
Fox took off full speed out the double doors as if his tail were on fire. Lucy kicked off her stilettos and sprinted out the door behind Fox, leaving Falco, Slippy, and Peppy behind. They began to trail behind her. Geez, and I thought I was over-dramatic, Falco muttered, staring after the excitable little bunny. Peppy grunted. You should have seen her mother. The Starfox team raced through the crowded streets towards their hotel at the edge of town. Fox was too impatient to wait for a taxi. He would often shout things like, hurry up, or we'll miss her. In turn, Falco would shout back, keep your shirt on. When the team finally reached the 9th floor, room 11, they caught up to Fox, who stood outside Krystal's door, banging on it with his fist and looking sweaty and out of breath. When no one would answer, Fox gave a little growl, whipped out his blaster, and shot the heavy lock on the door a few times. When it broke off, the leader slammed up against it with his shoulder and finally managed to break the door open. The team followed Fox into the dark room and began searching for any trace of Krystal. The sheets on the bed were askew. Krystal's belongings had disappeared, along with any signs of the blue vixen. As Fox rifled through drawers for a second time, Falco slumped down on the bed moodily. I say we quit while we're ahead, Fox, he said, watching as the leader rummaged through the sheets. Like you said, she's not much of a soldier, and hey, since she's gone, you can focus on more important things, you know? Like... Falco never had time to finish his sentence, for Fox had grabbed him by his collar and lifted him off his seat, looking murderous. Lucy gave a small gasp, and Slippy covered his mouth. Fox had always put up with Falco's sarcasm and rudeness, but this had pushed the leader too far. Fortunately, Peppy was between them within seconds, sternly telling them to back off. "We have important things to worry about right now," he said as Fox squared at Falco, who looked rather surprised and livid. When Krystal could not be found, they all decided to throw in the towel and head back to the Grey Fox. However, when the team finally reached the docking bay, sweating in their fancy banquet attire, what Fox had feared had come to be. The R-Wings were all arranged in a neat line as usual. However, upon counting them, only 3 of them sat motionless in the hangar. Krystal had taken one.